Hi, this is Mark McCallick. This video is a companion to my blog on tips on setting up and using QuickBooks. This particular blog video is regarding setting up customer jobs and classes in a nonprofit environment. Customer jobs in QuickBooks are used to set up the funding sources for a nonprofit organization, and the class utility is used to set up the programs in a nonprofit organization. You can see the blog at www.techsoup.org or my website www.nonprofit-connect.com. Let's go ahead and launch into QuickBooks. I've set up a fictitious company, nonprofit organization that is representative of the recommendations that I make in my blog. Again, we're going to set up two things in this video. We're going to show them to you in QuickBooks. We're going to set up customer jobs and we're going to set up classes. So let's start with customer jobs. The whole concept, again, of a customer job in QuickBooks is that you're going to have, let's say, AT&T Corporation is going to be giving you a grant for the year 2011. If that's true, AT&T Corporation or Foundation is your customer, and the grant they give you is the job. So in order to set that up in a hierarchical manner, go to the Customer Center, and we already have some samples set up. You can see here that AT&T Corporation is set up as a customer, and underneath it, the job is the 2009 grant from AT&T Corporation. By setting it up in this hierarchical way, you can see down here that all the transactions that occur for this particular organization that's given you money, this funding source, will show up down here. Let's take a look at the County of Orange Area Agency on Aging. You've got two grants that they've given you, which are jobs, 2008 and 2009. And out here you can see all the activity for this customer and these grants in particular. So it's very, very important that you set your customers up in this hierarchical fashion, and you set your jobs up or your grants underneath it. So to recap, in the example that I gave you, the AT&T Corporation would be your customer, and the grant you got from them would be the job. In order to set those up, all you have to do is right-click, and you can hit New Customer, and after you've done that, you can just highlight AT&T Corporation and add a job. So if I wanted to add another grant to the County of Orange, I could just right-click, add a job, and it takes you to this screen where you can fill out the information for that year's grant. Let's go ahead and get out of that now, and again, just to recap, customer job is used to set up your funding sources. So now let's talk about your programs. If you use the implementation questionnaire sample that I mentioned in my blog, you'll by now have a list of your programs. And by programs, what I mean is what your organization does, not who funds them, what your organization does. Remember, the funding sources are customers and jobs, but your programs are what you do, are classes in QuickBooks. Okay, so in order to get into a list of classes, go to Lists up here, click on Class List, and you can see that I've already set up in this sample fictitious nonprofit database the programs that this organization performs. They have an elder daycare center, they have a soup kitchen, and a youth program. They also have a 5K run and a gala, and they have an endowment. This pretty much, you're not going to see this in most nonprofits that'll have all of these, but I wanted to give an example of everything. So mostly these are your programs, everyday, day-to-day activities, elder care, soup kitchen, and youth program. And under your temporarily restricted category, you have your fundraising activities. I set them up like this to put them in the FASB format, but you don't have to necessarily do that. You just have to set up your programs. So again, if you want to set up a program in QuickBooks, you can just go down and right-click anywhere, hit New, and just fill in the new program right here, and you're basically done. So I'm hoping that this short video explains how to set up your funding sources as customer jobs and how to set up your programs as classes. The next blog will show you how to tie it all together. Look forward to seeing you then. Take care.